Story 1. Do you know who my husband is? This is actually something that happened to me over 20 years ago, but for some reason it just popped into my head, and since it fits here, well, here we are. When my now ex-husband was stationed at an Air Force base along the Gulf Coast, I worked in the layaway/customer service/catalog order/gift wrapping department at the back of the base exchange, BX, there, and had already been there for over a year. I was very well liked by both my coworkers and supervisors. Usually, at this department, it's just kind of walk in and get what you need, as it's usually not a super busy department. However, beginning not long after Halloween and on into the new year, it get horribly busy, and at that point it was required everyone pull a number from the ticket dispenser at the entryway to the department. Once the holiday season began, this was absolutely a hard, fast rule, no matter what. One weekend day, we were wall-to-wall people, and from the moment we opened the registers, we were busy. It got so bad we had to call a couple people over from other departments for the sole purpose of ringing through layaways, so a couple people in our department could do nothing but gift wrap and grab layaways from the back that were being paid in full. I was at the register that was doing payments only on layaways. Not even PIFs, just payments. I'm waiting on a customer when I happen to glance up and see a woman walk through the entryway and come straight to my register. No number grabbed, nothing. Just walked up straight to me and interrupted me with the customer I was currently assisting. You need to help me immediately. I'm in a rush and can't wait very long. Ma'am, while I can appreciate that, everyone here has somewhere else they'd like to be. If you just grab a numbered ticket there. Interrupting me, I don't have time for that. You need to just assist me now. At this point, I'd finished up with the customer I was helping and turned to click on the now being served, which was the number I called out. Number 75? Next customer. Number 75, please. Now turning purple, she's so mad. Excuse me. You need to help me now. Do you know who my husband is? Me. Unless he's number 75, it really doesn't matter. As if this isn't enough of a mic drop, this is where it gets really good. She's now apoplectic and demands to speak with my manager. Fair enough. Let's go get her from the back, where she's pulling PIF layaways and counting cash to be deposited in the main safe because our registers are getting full. Me to supervisor. I'm paraphrasing because it's been so long ago, Mary. This customer walked in, didn't take a number, came right to my register, and demanded I take care of her ahead of a couple dozen customers who patiently waited. I asked her to pull a number, but she refused and then asked me if I knew who her husband was. I should tell you I told her unless he was number 75 it didn't really matter. Mary comes out to the registers and walks up to the woman and says, "Ma'am, I'm this employee's supervisor and she tells me you'd like to talk to me?" Entitled customer. Yes, this. My supervisor held her hand up and cut off the woman and says, "Ma'am, I'd love to help you right this second, but as you can see, we're really busy. If you could just pull a number, I'll speak with you when it's your turn." At that, Mary turned around and walked back to the back and pulled PIF layaways. I wish I could describe the range of emotions that this customer experienced before she finally turned on her heel and left in a huge huff. Then, to add insult to injury, just as the woman was departing, another customer, I have no idea who, said loud enough for the room to hear, "Get back to us when your husband is more than a lieutenant. Best customer service day ever. ETA." Forgot to mention her husband, who was indeed a lieutenant, came in the next day and apologized for her behavior. Story 2. AITA for accidentally being fatphobic? Not the a-hole. I, 21F, hosted a birthday dinner for my best friend, Anna, 22F, the other day. I invited all her close friends, made the cake, made a ton of food I knew everyone could enjoy, and decorated the place with all her favorite things. I was exhausted, and honestly all that cooking kinda killed my appetite. So when everyone was eating, I only had a couple things before putting my plate away. One of the friends, let's call her Sarah, noticed and asked what was wrong. I told her, I just don't have that much of an appetite, but please don't stop on my account. I made all this food, so enjoy to your heart's content. She didn't say anything, just nodded and walked off. Then we moved on to games and everyone had a blast. Until it was time to cut the cake. The cake was delicious and people were gobbling it up, as they should because it was amazing. I only took a few bites of cake before putting it away, and Sarah once again walked up to me. She talked about how good the cake was and how everyone was downing it. I laughed and told her I was super happy everyone was enjoying it and I wish I could down my piece like everyone else, but I just finished a whole bottle of Mexican Coke earlier, so a few bites were all I could stomach right now. She went off on me. She started yelling at me about how I shouldn't have called her fat. I don't think I did though. And that I should be ashamed of making people feel guilty about eating. Anna came over trying to calm Sarah down because now everyone was staring and wondering what was happening. I tried to reach out to Sarah in an attempt to defuse the nuclear war I inadvertently started, but she stomped off. Anna looked at me confused and I just shrugged before telling everyone to continue as they were. The party eventually kicked back off. I tried to text Sarah to come back and apologized, but she just left me on red. Now, a few days later, Anna's friends refused to talk to me. Sarah has spread the word that I'm fatphobic and everyone is eating it up. I know I'm not as close to them as Anna is, but it still hurts that they seem to believe Sarah so easily without attempting to understand the whole situation. My best friend tried to explain to them it was a simple miscommunication, but no one seems to be listening. The only thing that'll apparently help the situation is a full-blown apology from me in person to Sarah. Sarah's words to my friend. But I really don't think I did anything wrong. So Reddit, please weigh in, I'm so confused. Edit. Oh gosh. I didn't expect this to blow up the way it did. The way my phone kept going off in class, oof. But here's an update for any that are curious. I texted Anna throughout all of this, and apparently Sarah has been going around and telling the friend group a completely different story than what happened. That's why they've been icing me out. From what Anna can gather, she's been saying I was the one who went up to her and made comments about how much she's ate, which never happened. I'm over this petty drama, so I just texted everyone in a group chat and let them know they can believe what they want. For what it's worth, Anna is 100% on my side since she knows I'm not the type to police who eats what. I'm graduating soon with my uni degree, so I have better things to worry about. If they respond, I'll let y'all know what they say. My best friend didn't invite me to his wedding. Got my revenge though. Venting. Gonna be long, but I don't care. My F27 and best friend, M28, have been friends for over a decade. We dated briefly in high school and realized that we were better off as friends. Never took it farther than kissing. We've been there for each other through everything. Divorces, introduced me to my now husband, helped my husband plan his proposal, a remarriage mine. We were a part of each other's wedding, he was my maid of honor and I was his best man. Kids, family events and trips, the funeral of my brother and sister, twins. The things a best friend should be there for. He got a hold of me 5 months before his wedding to tell me that he had gotten engaged. And his wedding was coming up, but we not invited. I was shocked and a bit heartbroken. When I asked why, he said it was because his fiancée asked someone, Casey, Jack and I, don't like to be in her wedding party and she won't kick her out. He said she was worried that given our history with Casey there, I would be a problem at the wedding with the issues would cause. Since I'm a petty lady, I just removed him from our lives. Since he is my 3 kids, F godfather, my husband and I went down and changed our wills to remove him, changed my phone number, blocked him and his fiancée on all social medias, moved houses, took all the pictures of us through the years and our kids together off the walls and out of frames and tucked them away. Over the next 2 months, Jack kept in touch with my husband, who kept minimal contact and doesn't give details of our lives to him, and Jack is asking where I have been and why I'm not taking his calls. My husband finally told him that I didn't want to talk to him since him not inviting us because his fiancée thought I would cause drama was hurtful. I would never cause issues at a big event like a wedding. He then blocked him as well. Heard through the grapevine from some of the groomsmen we are friends with. It didn't go very well cause at the rehearsal dinner his family asked where I was and his fiancée piped up saying that I was going to cause drama and a scene because of who she invited. His parents and siblings were not happy and said if I wasn't there they wouldn't be either. Well, since he couldn't get a hold of us, he couldn't invited us last minute. His family ended up leaving before the ceremony began. Most of his side was empty because of this and his fiancée tried blaming me for it. This is the best part of everything. His parents and siblings haven't talked to him since the wedding and invited us to come on a short trip to the cabin they have, and when we had our 4th child, 3 months later, they were the first ones besides our parents to meet him. Posted pictures our weekend trip and how excited they were to have another grandbaby/nephew. He then started blowing his family's phones up before they even left the hospital asking why he was there, and why we went on vacation with his family, but he didn't know about it. It's now been almost a year since I've talked to him, and apparently his wife and him got a divorce when he found the person I wasn't invited over in bed with her.